Destination Sailing Channel is sponsored by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, follow the link below and receive an additional set of filters with your purchase. If you speak with Mike at Seawater Pro, don't forget to mention Destination Sailing Channel. Hello and welcome to Destination Sailing Channel.
I am Carla.
And I am Simon.
And we are from the YouTube sailing channel Sailing Ocean Fox.
Over the past 3 years we have sailed over 26,000 miles through the Mediterranean, across the Atlantic and the Caribbean.
In this series we will be looking at some of our favorite islands, towns and keys we have visited during our adventure.
This will give you a fresh insight into your next destination, what to expect on arrival, places to stay, things to do, and how to find those necessary provisions, from propane to bananas.
So let's start with this week's location, Vilamoura, on the Algarve coast of Portugal and nearby estuary Faro in Culatra.
Yeah, we last visited earlier this year, only a few months ago, in 2021.
So Vilamoura is located 150 nautical miles southeast of Lisbon. Gibraltar is around 160 nautical miles passage to the east, and the Canary Islands are 600 nautical miles to the south.
The language is Portuguese, as this is mainland Portugal, but what you will find is that English is widely spoken in the marina. Also, the courtesy flag is the Portuguese national flag.
So the weather, the Algarve coast benefits from a Mediterranean climate which brings long, warm and dry summers and very mild winters. The Algarve actually receives more sun each year than California. How about that?
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So, interesting facts about the Algarve. Vilamoura is the largest marina in Portugal. Work started on the development in 1974. The marina has 845 berths, 2 beaches, an environmental park, a tennis academy, a sports club, numerous 5-star and 4-star hotels, tourist apartments, self-catering villas, nightclubs, a casino, a horse riding and show jumping school, not to mention the many golf courses. And they have magnificent bakeries, don't they?
They do.
Yes, they really do.
Yes. So the Algarve is home to a strong liquor called Aguardente de Medronho, or firewater. It's a strong spirit, a traditional fruit brandy from Portugal, harvested from Medronho trees of the Algarve and Alentejo, which grow wild on the poor soils. The farmers who hand produce this strong 48% alcohol drink are not licensed, but the authorities ignore these because they want to keep the tradition alive.
Yeah, so that's a bit of illegal firewater that goes on there.
Yeah.
That's all rather interesting. There are natural thermal springs in the Algarve at Caldas de Monchique.
Very well done.
Thank you. You can experience the healing powers of this heated waters. These waters reach 32 degrees centigrade. And interestingly, the Romans settled here, didn't they?
Yeah.
In this part of the Algarve, and probably due to the warm waters.
Yes, absolutely.
The currency is the euro.
Mm-hmm. So time zone is UTC.
Yes, absolutely. Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes. So the main city is Faro, with an international airport about 20 miles away.
Navigation. It is a straight-in approach to the breakwater. There's 2 large conical stripy buoys, so to speak, like lighthouses, one on each side of the entrance. You do need to be careful that you don't confuse Vilamoura with the marina just down the road, which is Culatra, which is actually more of a fishing harbour than a marina. And you just need to make sure as you look at the coast, you're on the left-hand one and Culatra is on the right. And also a little bit of advice here is you do get an awful lot of fishing buoys placed for about 5 miles north and south of this area, and some of these buoys don't even have flags on them, to be honest, and it is actually quite easy to get some of the ropes wrapped around your propeller or wrapped around your rudder, and in fact that did happen to us
many
at
times.
one point. Along this coast.
So voyage, Region A, so the red square top buoys will be on the left as you enter from the ocean.
Checking in, whether you're coming from a foreign land into the Schengen area for the first time, or you are just coast hopping down the coast of Portugal, or coming from Spain, you will have to present yourself at the marina office, and all the paperwork is taken care of there. They then send information on to customs and immigration, and if they need to see you, they will. If you need your passport stamped, because you are foreign, non-Schengen or European person, then there is a immigration officer on duty at the marina office.
Yeah. So if you are departing for a non-Schengen country, you will need to get your passport stamped here before you depart. Even if you are anchoring in the Culatra estuary for a few days before departing Portugal.
Yeah, we came across this actually, because the guy
Yes.
came and spoke to us and said, "Are you going to Culatra for before you depart?" And we said no. Yes, we were, but we were carrying on inside the Schengen area,
Yeah.
so we didn't need to. But if
We
we were
didn't-
actually, say, for example, going to Morocco,
Yeah, we'd have to go back and stamp the
yeah,
passports at the
or
marina.
he's saying he could stamp it here now,
Yeah.
and you could still go to Culatra.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
The marina. The marina itself has power and water at each berth, which is included in the fees. So your water and electricity is free for visiting yachts. The security is very good, with key cards on all the gates. There are showers and a laundrette. If you are unfortunate enough to be on a pontoon around G pontoon, you may find that the fingers have black rubber bumpers. These are suffering from UV damage and will leave nasty black marks on your fenders or hull.
Yeah, so what we did, we stapled some T-shirts on the pontoon just to stop,
Yeah.
getting the fenders black and all the boats
Because it's a
black,
bit of an
yeah.
inconvenience, really,
Yeah,
and you can
it
see a
is.
lot of the boats there
Yeah.
have got black scuff marks on. And what some people do, who are permanently there, is they put these sort of bolt-on fenders along the side to cover it up, and then they don't need to worry about it. It's a bit of an irritation, but it isn't throughout the whole marina.
No,
It's only in certain areas.
certain areas, yeah, that's right. So healthcare. Faro has a major hospital. The healthcare is very good in Portugal, and if you are British or European, the cost will be reduced if you have the European health card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and there's lots of private
Yeah, and
facilities
they're
around.
not expensive. If you need like a private consultation, you're gonna pay around 60 euros for it. Yes.
Dinghy docks, there is a dinghy dock, but that is at the reception pontoon, basically. That is the only one.
So the marinas close by. To the west, you have Albufeira, 6 miles away, and to the east, you will have to find Olhão Marina at 20-mile passage.
Yes, that's inside the Culatra estuary.
Estuary, yes, yes.
We'll cover that in a minute.
Yeah.
Anchorages, you could actually anchor outside the marina, but you would have to choose a fair weather day for that, because that part of the coast is very straight and really quite exposed. The Culatra estuary, which is the 20 miles away one at Faro, offers plenty of anchoring spots, and it is actually very well sheltered. You
Yeah,
will
and
probably pick up a load of mud and rubbish, and fishing nets and stuff like
yes.
that
But
with
it's,
your anchor.
But it's beautiful.
It's
It's
beautiful.
very well
Yeah,
worth it
yeah,
to
absolutely.
anchor there, yes. And you could anchor off the marina at Albufeira, 6 miles to the west, but this can be a little rolly, even
Yes.
for a cat, because it comes with the swell from the outside, so it's
Yes.
it's a bit rolly, yeah.
Yeah. Fuel?
Fuel at the filling station next door to the reception pontoon.
Yep. Water, yes, water is available, as we said, at the finger berths. Propane, you can buy a 3-kilo camping gas bottle from the chandlery in the complex. So there's 2 chandleries, the one actually in the sort of commercial complex around the marina. If you want to get larger bottles filled, there is a filling station at Monte Caro, which will fill your gas bottle, and he does actually have adapters for American fittings.
Yeah. So ferry service, there is a ferry service that runs from the island of Culatra to Faro and Olhão. This is very useful, as there is nowhere to leave your dinghy in Olhão apart from the Marina de Olhão, and they will charge you an outraging 6 euros per
An hour. Per
hour. So don't go there. We had a big you know.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's more expensive than Nassau.
If they say 6 euros a day, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But an hour, I mean.
We did actually go into the sort of fishing port, and on the left-hand side as you go in, there's 2 ramps that come down, and we actually did manage to tie the dinghy up in there, but it's really not really very suitable. It is tidal, and there's a lot of wash, and there's a lot of rubbish there, old chains, anchors, fishing pots and things like that. So the chances are, though your dinghy is probably quite safe, it isn't actually very safe from getting damaged, as opposed to being stolen.
Yeah, that's right.
Buses and trains. Though Vilamoura is not on the train line, it does have numerous bus services. Faro and Hio are on the coastline that runs along the Algarve.
Yeah, so supermarkets. For a big supermarket, you will have to go to Modelo Continente in Quarteira, which is about half an hour walk. Otherwise, you have close by an Intermarché just to get a few things. But it's a good walk to go to the big
beautiful.
one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful walk, to be honest.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
You can always get an Uber back, can't you?
Yeah, because it's well worth it, because the Continente supermarket are the cheapest chain they have in Portugal.
Yeah, and actually you should get their little card. If you're if you're going to go to the shop more than once, get their card, because they'll probably get around about 10% off your next shop.
Yes.
And it really is actually worth it.
Yeah, it's very well worth it, yes.
And you could just get one over the counter while you're there, they're free.
Yeah. So there are ATM machines and banks all over the place, you don't have a problem with that.
No. Chandleries, there are 2 chandleries, one at the boatyard and also one at the commercial complex, as I said. The one at the commercial complex does seem to have a little more general chandlery there, whereas the one at the boatyard seems to specialise a little bit more in sort of like outboard engines, parts for engines and anti-fouling and that sort of thing, which is probably what they sell more of because they're at the boatyard.
Yeah. So hardware stores, there are local hardware stores, but you will not find a large DIY store close by.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think you have to go to Faro at least, wouldn't you?
Yes, probably, yeah.
Boatyard, the marina at Vilamoura does have a boatyard and it does have a travel lift. I couldn't actually find out how big the travel lift was, but I'd imagine it's a fair size. I'm not sure you'll get your big cats out there though.
Yeah,
I don't think it's quite geared up for that.
Yeah. Sailmaker, you have Dune Sailmakers Portugal are next door to the boatyard behind the reception building.
Destination Sailing Channel is sponsored by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, follow the link below and receive an additional set of filters. If you speak with Mike at Seawater Pro, don't forget to mention Destination Sailing Channel. Check out our video when we installed our Seawater Pro watermaker.
So what to see?
Okay, well the first thing is the Algarve is fantastic for diving. The Algarve Ocean Revival Project, made of 4 sunken decommissioned warships, is the largest artificial reef structure in the world. It has the ideal conditions to support the reproduction of marine life, and it is a spectacular diving destination.
There are a lot of dive companies around the marina, so you can choose one of them. Yeah. Culatra, apart from anchoring off the island of Culatra, a visit is well worth it. This is home to the most traditional fisherman's village in Portugal, with sandy streets and absolutely no cars. The island has an extensive sandy beach on its ocean side, while the lagoon side is well sheltered from the prevailing weather. It is beautiful. It is really nice.
Lovely.
Yes.
Throughout the island is a range of protected sand dunes that are part of the protected area of Ria Formosa National Park. Access through the dunes is facilitated by raised wooden walkways that gives access to the main beach at Praia de Culatra. On the western tip of the island is the historic lighthouse of Faro Santa Maria. We actually went for a walk all the way
around the island,
which took us around about 5 hours.
Yes.
But it's absolutely stunning. And when you come around the eastern side and then you come along that south coast again, absolutely beautiful. You could be in the Caribbean, couldn't you? The waters are so beautiful.
You could. You just make sure that you go on a low tide, because the other side is a bit, with all that vegetation.
There was a lot of bog.
Bog. To walk on it, so I was afraid to step on a snake or something like that. So coastal walks, heading west along the coast from Vilamoura are stunning coastal walks with deep golden sand beaches, burnt orange cliffs, and all topped off with pine forests.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely stunning area. There's also the walk around Culatra, as we said, is absolutely beautiful. It takes around about 5 hours to go around most of the island, but you need a nice day. But the views are absolutely
stunning. And then you have Roman Villa. For those of you that like to look back in time, close to the marina are the Roman ruins of Cerro da Villa. This is a small archaeological site, features ruins of the Roman village.
Yeah, there's also quite a lot of other Roman sites around the Algarve coastline if you hire a car for the day, which are easily available from the marina outlets. The fish market in Culatra.
Yes, for fish lovers, this is a great place to buy your local fish, yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic, and they have everything there you could ever think of. So connections. There is an international airport at Faro, less than 20 miles away, and it has international flights to destinations in Europe and connecting flights through London and Madrid for long-haul connections.
So thank you for listening to our channel.
Just a reminder that you can see our adventure on YouTube at Sailing Ocean Fox.
Yes, and they are episodes 159 and 160, and we will put a link on the description below.
Destination Sailing Channel is supported by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, look up the link below and receive an additional set of filters with your purchase. You would also be helping us to produce these free podcasts and videos.
You can listen to Destination Sailing Channel as a podcast. Just search for the channel on your preferred podcast platform.
This is Simon and Carla from Sailing Ocean Fox on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the major podcast platforms.
Until next week, fair winds wherever you are sailing.